group for this one then, is it?
Say again?
Just a small group for this one then, is it?
Yeah, so only
Oh,
a couple of
cool.
people. There's two more people registered, but we'll see who
Hmm,
comes.
cool.
So I've got a track too, so we'll have at least three tracks.
Great.
Yeah, I have more there as well. If you're in search of them.
Cool, cool. We'll have a listen to a couple maybe. Um, what is the John? Have you been working on music lately?
Yeah, I have, but I've been, the usual problem, struggling to get some stuff finished. And I was nearly gonna submit something really rough, but it was just a bit too rough. Um, I've been just, yeah. And do you know what? I just realized recently there's a few tracks I've been sitting on for years as well that I'm just gonna, like, I didn't make a huge effort with labels, but I just couldn't, I didn't find the right one. I'm just gonna stick them up. I'm just gonna start releasing a lot of more stuff in Bandcamp, basically, like
Yeah, good
that
idea.
in the next couple of months, in the next month or two.
Good idea.
I'm trying to, yeah, I'm working on artwork for my next release.
Oh,
um,
is that like
and
for a digital release or for a physical
yeah, yeah,
release?
yeah. No, for some reason it's in the shape and size of a record, even though it's going to
Okay.
be digital. Yeah,
That'd be a lovely record insert. But
yeah.
if you want to lose a grand, then make a record.
Exactly.
Well, Kieran, what
Um,
about you? Have you been releasing anything or?
I haven't got anything released yet. I'm kind of working. Like I think I showed you kind of electro track the last day,
Yeah,
and then I have some houseier stuff. And the one I sent you today is ambient. I feel like that's the first one that's kind of finished, and it might be the beginning of a project. Or although some of the records will probably go on that project as well, but I don't know yet. I'm just trying to make as many as possible and see how they come together into a kind of a first release or a first project, which I would like to get printed to vinyl, but I know I'm going to lose a grant. But sure, look, that's part of the fun.
yeah. I mean, it's fun to have a record. Definitely
Yeah,
worth it if you have the money. Like if you can get it distributed, then you have a better chance of selling some.
yeah. I feel like it's the
So
only way to get it heard by DJs, like, or to get DJs to play it. Like, I have a lot of friends who are DJs, some vinyl DJs, and if they have the record, it'll be played.
yeah,
I don't feel like I feel like if I go digital, I'm just banging my head against the wall in a way.
maybe,
do you
but
not do you not think though there's a lot more like digital DJs these days?
yeah,
And like, because that can
Yeah,
go both ways.
yeah.
yeah, definitely. But I don't know. There's something about vinyl.
I
I suppose
know.
it's
It doesn't feel like a real release if it's not final. I know that
yeah.
feeling.
That's what I mean.
But I mean,
Yeah,
do both though. Both
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
best.
yeah, yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Like there's loads of like if you get a promo campaign done by like one of the decent companies like Mill Management or one of those, if you get in, then like it will get played by DJs. Loads of DJs will listen to it and play it, hopefully who don't buy vinyl even. So
Yeah.
like having a record wouldn't get it to them, but having yeah, it does sound good when it's an actual record.
Yeah, it doesn't feel real. That's you. You're right about the. Yeah, I mean, just throwing things on SoundCloud.
It it does come down to the music in the end. There's still
Yeah,
stuff will come out and it'll be just a digital release only, and it will still make an impact just because it's really really good. But it's yeah,
well, I want to be able to DJ them myself as well, and I don't have digital decks at the moment, so
that's a
that's
good
I
really.
think I
that's a good
think
reason.
that's what it comes down. I think that's what it comes down to more than anything. Like
Yeah,
if I was a vinyl DJ, I wouldn't be interested in digital, and if I was only digital, I wouldn't be interested. I do both, but mostly digital these days. But I think it
Yeah,
comes like when you think about it, it's great to have both, or if you think some might be better for the other. But I think it really comes down to your own personal needs sometimes as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's a good point. Yeah,
Mm.
like there is an option to get like lathe cut records. That's what I did for my last album. So rather than getting like 300 pressed, you can just get 5 or 10 pressed. So
Yeah.
there's a place in
Yeah.
Bristol, there's a couple of places in England that'll just cut them, like hand cut the records on a lathe. They're similar to what dub plates used to be, but
Yeah, there's a guy in Kilkenny, I think, with a similar setup.
oh
He's got
really?
some sort of a vinyl press. I don't know enough about it, but
Yeah.
kind of sounds like that. Although he did like 200 for someone I know, or 100 for someone I know, I think. Um, but that's, yeah, I have to talk to him.
Yeah.
Um,
Could be worth
I
it.
mean, I've worked with him before on sound systems and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
It would take a long time if you were hand cutting 100, but even getting a couple, like when there used to be these things, dub plates that people would get
Yeah,
cut to kind of test a record, but
Yeah.
the thing was they were made, they were like, they weren't this hard material like a record, so you could play them like only 10 times and the grooves would wear out. So they were like basically, soft material, but now these days they have much harder material, so when you get a lathe cut record done, it lasts as long as a real record. So it essentially it is a real record. It's just
Yeah.
that it's just been cut by a needle onto a record, not stamped by a metal stamper.
you just
So
have a small run, so I had some things to DJ even.
exactly,
Good
yeah,
press.
exactly. You can just have a couple of them. Probably good to test out like that, just to make sure before you get a big run done, or not a big run, but like even 300 these days is, it is a much bigger expense and a bigger
Yeah,
project. So at least if you got one or two lathe cut, you'd have an idea of how it's going to work and how it's going to sound on a system and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So,
That's the next step. Well, finishing it is the first step.
okay, let's have a listen. We'll listen
Still
to
stuck on that one.
Kieran's first. Oops, that's okay. Let me try that again. So I'll just share the
Is it
sound.
asking you for permission or something?
No, got it up there now.
No.
So you'll be hearing it going through the Zoom compression. So it usually gets squished into mono when it goes through Zoom. But I'll be hearing it as it is.
Well, the link is there anywhere, John, if you want to have a look.
Okay,
I
cool.
think it should be open.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Better
Well,
quality.
I'm gonna play it after the rain. It's a good name, John
Yeah,
Coltrane song called that.
great title.
All right, here we go. It's really, really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, yeah. Really enjoyed that.
Hmm.
I would love to like find a track like that on the B side of like a techno record. You know that that's the kind of thing you used to find sometimes in the 90s, like hard techno, but then an ambient, beautiful
Yeah,
ambient track on it.
Hmm.
I
Good
considered
contrast.
putting it as a B side, but then it feels like an intro almost as well
Yeah.
to a longer kind of thing. But sure, we'll see. I suppose the other music, it depends on the other music as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally works on its own as well, though.
Mm.
It just works as a piece. Yeah, you could
Hmm.
do anything with it. Like, I'm much more focused on like the quality of musical ideas than mixed technicalities. So, there's really nice musical ideas in that. The way the rhythms
Mm.
are kind of playing off each other is really nice.
Yeah.
It's
And
funny, it didn't seem to change that much yet. I never once got bored,
yeah,
which was interesting. I think it was like subtly changing all the
it,
time,
it
which I
did.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Few arps.
yeah. But I mean, I like that when you don't even it's changing because it must be because it sustains you, but you don't even
Yeah.
notice exactly what's changing.
Evolving
Yeah,
slowly. Yeah, I don't know where to go now. Well, I suppose I feel like that one's finished. Um,
mm,
Yes. I would say it sounds finished. I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
there is
I don't know
things
how
like
much.
mix wise,
I haven't begun that yet.
you,
I've
you
kind of
you can there's things you could do to try to make the synth sounds a bit more vibrant, like they sound slightly
yeah, they're quite dull.
slightly dull. But
I think there's like a bassy sound that was quite dominant as well. I wonder if that was like a little bit
Yeah,
lower, might let the brighter bits shine a bit more.
yeah, the 303. I'm wondering, is
Yeah,
there a way to do that in the mix rather than transposing the notes down? I'm
yeah,
sure there is. Yeah, just EQ it right, I suppose.
yeah. Or I meant even just a tiny bit less volume on it, even.
Mm.
yeah, what kind of reverb did you use there?
But there's a lot. I think it's just from the digitone. I haven't really mixed it at all. It's fairly
Okay.
like just from like there's a few effects from the digitone and then a few effects from the mini log. I think the one of the arts is there's some reverb from the mini log XD on that.
Yeah.
But I haven't put like any kind of I haven't really put any plugins on it yet
Okay.
or like gone into that kind of side of mixing it.
Yeah.
I
I
feel like I just finished the arrangement kind of yesterday, really.
Okay, cool. I'd say you can get it to sound more vibrant and kind of lively after you do a bit of that. I find I had a Mini Log XD and the reverb on it is I don't know, it's something very metallic sounding about it. It's okay reverb, but I think if you have any things like Valhalla or ones like that are a bit more lush, more deep. It
Mm.
would suit that kind of track a lot if you could have a really lush reverb. Have you got any reverb plugins like Valhalla or
No, I have no plugin. Well, I have Max for Live, so convolution reverb would be my go-to.
right?
Um, I'm sure you could find some sort of nice impulse response for it.
Yeah, try
But
that. I never have much luck with convolution reverbs. I always much prefer algorithmic ones, but have a go. Let's see.
mm, yeah,
Um, welcome, Gavin. Sorry, you came in
Hey, sorry.
when we were
Hey,
listening
Gav,
there.
how's it
So,
going?
Hey, John.
oh,
Sorry,
you
I'm
you
late.
know John.
I know, John.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I had a remix on Gav's last release, and yeah, we've made a few. Yeah, we know each other. So
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
it was annoyingly better than the original.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what release was that on Tim's label?
That's right,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Here we go. It was called, yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
And John did the artwork as well, which is hanging up my living room. Absolutely incredible stuff.
Nice. That's
Yeah, that's got
class.
me a few free points off, Gav.
Yeah.
Have you got a track, Gavin? You can.
I do. Yes. So yeah, I don't know what's the best way. to send it. So I uploaded it to SoundCloud earlier on.
SoundCloud's fine. SoundCloud or
Yeah.
SoundCloud's
So
fine.
do you want me?
Drop
do
it
you
in
want-
the chat. We'll have a listen
Oh
to
yeah.
John's track next, and then we'll
Yeah.
listen to
Cool.
your track. Okay, so yeah, here it is. Okay, here we go. So this one's a couple of years old.
It's
Yeah.
2 years old, I think. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll play it, and we can mute ourselves so we don't hear any other sound. Here you go. Cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, nice stuff.
Thanks.
The mix sounds great. The beats are like really popping out, and all the sounds
Yeah,
are like really clear.
I was happy with that. I think sometimes that like just seems that like accidentally. I seem to get accidentally good mixes, and then other times I get bad mixes that I can't figure out what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah,
I
that one
think
was
it's
working. Great.
nice.
I've got a couple of suggestions. Like at the start, everything just starts off really nicely. The pace of the track building, it's great. I think at 2 minutes 30, it would be good there to this part. Yeah, I have a suggestion that I think what would work well there is to drop the chords out at that point. The chords have been in for a while, and it's creating a kind of what's the word? Like the chords are a nice vibe in the background. You kind of don't notice them anymore because they've been in for a while. And
Yeah,
there's a change that happens at 2:30, and the change is just not that accentuated because the chords are still kind of just there in the background. I think if you take them away, it will just accentuate the change of the track at that point.
bit of a break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just no chords, but the other elements will stand out more because of that. And
Okay,
then
cool.
that will, you can bring the chords back in at some point after that. But then from 4 minutes on, I think something else should happen.
Yeah,
That's,
I know. That's the thing. I've always wanted to go back to it. I think it does get a bit like like a little bit lazy after about 4 minutes. I think
yeah.
it needs more variation. Yeah.
So like what I hear is that the rate of change of elements coming in and out, you've got a really good way that you kind of bring in a line and you don't let it go over and over again. Like when the bass line thing comes in, it
Yeah.
just happens once and it goes away again.
Yeah.
And the elements are coming in and out at a nice rate, but what happens at 4 minutes on is the rate of change of things is not
Yeah.
changing. So that it just ends up being like things come in and they go out up
Yeah.
until the end. It's like
Yeah.
it's too expected. So something should happen. I'm not exactly sure what, but the rate of the change, like something that's maybe like a shorter repeated
Yeah.
synth riff or something like funky. There are some
Mm.
like funky elements in there at the beginning. So like something like that. Maybe even
Yeah.
like a break as well could come in with the beats because the beats are
Yeah.
quite sparse throughout the track. They sound great, but it might be
Mm.
really cool to layer in a break on
Yeah.
top, and the break could be an element that then just gives it what it needs, like
Mhm.
a break with some like switching up
Yeah.
back and
Okay.
forth or stuff like that.
Cool.
Not far off being finished though. I'd say another session on it, you could get it
Yeah.
nailed.
It's cool. It
Cool.
kind of blurs the lines between like breaks and kind of like UK garage, even like the
Yeah.
vocals are kind of like UK garage, like MJ Cole type, that kind of era. But then the beats are like nice kind of breaksy type stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
great.
Thanks. Yeah. That's. I'm always. I like. I really like garage beats, but I'm always trying to do something a little bit deeper with them. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually the groove of the hi-hat is quite interesting. It's like, did you use a groove in Ableton, like a Latin groove or something like that?
No, I've.
No,
I
it's
think
slightly like behind the beat or something.
yeah, and I do you know what, I have a something I was experimenting with it for a while. I put a vocoder on the hats,
Yeah,
and that kind of, I think it adds a weird delay as well, and yeah, I
interesting.
think, and then I had a lot of variation in the volumes in the hats, but then, and I might have had a, I don't know, I might have had phaser or something like that as well, but the vocoder does a lot of the work. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's the beats just sound so good at the beginning of the track on its own. You could even just go back to that like again
Yeah,
somewhere
cool
else in
beats
the
for a
track.
while. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
deadly.
You were saying earlier,
Cool.
John, that you weren't sure why sometimes the mix just works. I think
Yeah,
it's like sometimes you pick the right samples,
yeah,
and in like what happens to me sometimes is you get bogged down and you pick shit samples. You spent ages working on the mix down when all it was you just needed a better snare or
yeah.
a better kick or whatever.
Mm,
And yeah, sometimes you just pick samples and they all just fall into place.
yeah. I've learned recently a lot in the last while though as well. If you have a good range, like bassy stuff and then high sap, but then in the middle, it's all kind of goes across the spectrum and it
Yeah.
mixes quite well. But I think I've done that by accident though as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, if you if you do it a few times, can't be an accident. But
Yeah,
if you, yeah, there's something I've been thinking about a lot lately is quantity versus quality. You know, if you're making a lot of tracks, some of them are going to be really good.
mm,
You know, like
yeah,
there was this songwriter, Ralph Murphy. I used to go to hear him give like these songwriting workshop things at IMRO, and he was like saying back in he's Canadian, but he lives in Nashville now, and he went to when he was like 18 in Canada. He heard the Beatles. This is in the 60s, and he's like, "Wow, amazing! I'm going to move to London and write songs like the Beatles." And he did that, and he became a songwriter. He said he would in his heyday as a songwriter, he'd write 300 songs a year,
wow, jeez,
and like a couple of them would be hits. He had a lot of hits, but two out of 300 is tiny, but
yeah,
that's like a serious good career if you can do that for a few years.
mm,
A lot of songwriters only have one or two hits, and he had a
yeah,
couple a year for like years. So like hits that are big hits in the country charts and the pop charts and everything.
mm,
So he did really well. But the proportion, like most songs that he wrote, no one ever heard them. They just didn't go anywhere because they weren't that good. So quantity is important and the consistency of just doing it over and over and over again. But for as well, if you have tracks like this that you didn't quite finish, then yeah, going back to them is a great idea.
yeah. That was one like I wasn't sure about, and then I listened back and I was going, God, that's not bad. I think maybe sometimes a bit too strict on myself about what I think is releasable and what not.
Yeah, well,
But
if you're gonna put out stuff on Bandcamp, you can
yeah,
definitely kind of just test stuff a bit, I suppose. Just put it out and see
yeah.
what happens. Cool. Okay, great. Let's move on. We'll do the SoundCloud.
Hopefully this works now.
This is a 149 BPM.
No, well, it's 140. It's I just each of my tracks, instead of trying to think of a name as you start a new song, I just label them 149, 150, 151.
All
And
right.
it's only when I finish them I think of a name.
Cool.
Um, so yeah, it's 100. It's a bit of a change of tempo for what from what Kieran's was. It's a bit when I logged on first, I was like, oh God, don't take this like an ambient session. I'm gonna burst everyone's eardrums here.
No, that was just coincidentally an ambient track. I actually been working on a couple of ambient tracks as well.
Okay.
It's nice to do that sometimes,
Yeah.
just complete change. But
So just on this, so kind of the reason I signed up to this was I've kind of been having trouble with this. Like when I'm doing songs, they can take me anywhere from a week to like 6 weeks or 8 weeks. And
yeah,
I've been sitting on this one for ages, and it's kind of 90% done. I just know I'm missing a kind of a string section or something, a kind of a B part.
yeah,
And I've been literally working on this for probably 2 or maybe 3 months, and I've had about 10 different variations of it and just can't get it over the line. So you'll kind of know. So there's two bits in it where the beat kicks out, or sorry, the main kind of arpeggiator drops out, and that's the gap there is that I need to fill with something. I was kind of trying to write string chords or a string progression, and I just can't can't get it over the line. It's doing my head in. But the rest of the track should be kind of is pretty close to being finished.
Cool. Let's have a listen and we'll
Interesting.
see. Cool, nice stuff.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Um, yeah, like the bits, it was like the bit where I wanted a kind of a beat part was 1 minute 36, and
Yeah.
then the ARP kicks back in, and then at 1 or 2:30, missing another bit as
Sorry,
well.
130. Well, this is one.
Yeah, that's this bit here. Kind of need strings or something.
Cool. Okay, my take is that you don't need any strings. You don't need
Right.
anything else. It's like all loads of material enough for the full track. But what I think you should do is like at the beginning of the track. So about 30 seconds in, it's kind of full on energy wise, like
Yeah.
as full as it is at 4 minutes. So that's at a 4:13. It's just a tiny difference. You wouldn't really notice it. Like there's like something extra at 4:13, but kind of my point is that I think at the beginning of the track it could be way more stripped down. So you could like filter almost everything off the main synth. So it's just really dark and just, all the highs are gone. It's like filters way down and have there be much more obvious build up throughout
Yeah.
the track, so that
Yeah.
when it kicks in later, even the higher synth sound that comes in at 30 seconds, the higher arpeggio there, don't bring that in there at all. Even just
Okay.
just leave that to come in. There at 3 minutes, you're kind of
Okay.
leaving that for the kind of big reveal at 3 minutes,
Yeah. Okay.
so that the whole track just kind of has more of a direction of building.
Yeah. And so what were you saying? Bring in at 3 minutes? Sorry.
The higher synth sound, the this one, it comes in at like 3:15.
Okay.
It comes in at the moment at 30 seconds in,
Yeah.
the higher part. But I think you don't need to bring it in at all in the first
Okay.
section. You just leave it, because like we need
That can be the part B. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you kind of have put in everything early
Yeah.
on. You kind of, I guess you were thinking like it's a 30-second intro and then you got your main elements in there. But the material in the intro is good enough to kind of stretch it out longer with
Yeah.
more of a bigger difference in timbre,
Yeah.
so that it's kind of drawing you in more. And then possibly like leaving more space for the beats as well. The snare, I think, would come up a bit
Okay.
in mix wise. Just have the snare is like a little tame, a little low
Okay.
in the mix.
Yeah.
Could be like a bit more bite to it.
And it's funny, it's only when you're listening kind of in front of other people that arpeggiated thing gets a bit repetitive. So that kind of adds to your point that like leave it to come in later and
Yeah.
kind of have more impact.
This happens so often with myself and everyone I know. You're listening, you're making the track, you're listening to it over and over again, and you just lose objectivity, you lose sight of how many times you're hearing. You kind of get hypnotized by the elements that you're listening to, and because you listen to them on loops for so long, you kind of the effectiveness of it is not
Yeah.
clear anymore.
Yeah.
You're just like you're just kind of hearing it for like hours and hours and hours. So
Yeah.
when you hear it in a session like this, that's why it's so useful to sit with other people and listen, because suddenly you're like aware of those things much more.
Yeah.
And hearing it for the first time, for us, we're hearing it for the first time. So you have to try and put yourself into the mind of the person listening for the first time, which, especially like someone who doesn't know anything about music, I always recommend that people try to do that. So if, say you've never tried to make music, you don't know anything about music, but you like listening and you just, you know what you like, you only really notice big changes, like little subtle things that happen. They're not that noticeable
Yeah.
except to you, because you like, you know, put loads of effort
Like
into it.
sometimes, yeah, I hear songs that I've heard for 25 years, and then I notice something now when I go, oh, God, that's amazing how to do that. How did I never notice that? And I bet you, and I often think, I bet you the artist like was like really proud of that, but nobody even notices it.
Yeah.
Yeah, big time. So, like, what most people will notice is they'll notice really, really big, obvious things. And like everything went away except for the beats. Like people will notice that. Or the synth was really quiet and now it's really loud. Things that are just big changes of timbre. So I'm not saying that like every track needs to have like these really big changes, but even subtly over time, I guess my whole point of what to do with this track is make it much different at the beginning. Because at the moment, after 30 seconds, it's very similar to how it is at 4 minutes. Whereas you should make the beginning different so that you're actually bringing it so that, the 3 minute 20, that kind of point is a big peak. It is a big, like, whoa, now we hear everything for the first time. Now it's like kicked in.
Yeah. 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 No, that's great.
Like,
Yeah.
Gav, I was thinking, one part I was thinking, there's, the kind of, the sound of the bass, like if it was simplified, it's kind of like, I was thinking it was just like a simple synth line like that on the top of it, but like it really like opened into a really big filter and like really built up and back down.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think I actually, when the first time you played it back, Daniel, I think I even heard that, but it was just kind of low and short and kind of disappears. I think if that like came back in, but the filter like really, the sweeper like really opened up, I think that would like add a lot of energy to it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just a couple. There's one thing about bass is that bass is like more obvious when there's space between the notes. So some of the bass, there's a lot of bass notes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of almost loses impact because you're hearing bass all the time.
Yeah.
So at some points of it, you could maybe like reduce the release is probably not that long anyway, but you could, I don't know, take away every second one from the arpeggio, or just make the notes so that at some points of the track there's just a bass note more
So
sparsely.
yeah, even instead of like a 6/8 note arpeggiator, just make it like an 8.
Yes,
Yeah, for a
that
couple of bars. Yeah. Yeah.
that could be very effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Um.
Things like dub and reggae with super massive subby bass lines, you'll notice that the bass is just has big spaces between the notes. It'll just go like dum 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 boom. Like, there's a lot of silence, which
Yeah.
is when you have like huge sub bass. You almost need the silence in between, because otherwise it's too much.
Yeah. 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 No, that's great. Thanks, Million.
Cool. Yeah, look forward to hearing another version of it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'll definitely follow up.
Cool. All right, great. Well, it's pretty much all the time we have. So thanks for coming in, and thanks for playing tracks. That was great. Really
Yeah. No.
enjoyed those.
Good fun.
Thanks
Appreciate
again.
the feedback.
I've got let's see. Yeah, no, I've not got anything to courses coming up. The next thing it's probably gonna be in a few weeks' time. It's gonna be a mentorship program that I'm running. If you want to have a look at it, you can. There's a link to it. Doors are gonna be opening in 2-3 weeks' time. 10 months long, working
No.
on music every week like this. So have a look and see if you're
Yeah.
interested in that. And otherwise, I'm going to be doing another session on Thursday night next week. It's probably going to be. It's not going to be a feedback session. Haven't exactly chosen the topic yet, but something about back to like finishing tracks or
Nice.
sound design or something. So look out for that one.
Yeah, definitely.
The Thursday sessions are going to be on every week anyway. So yeah, what's everyone up to Easter weekend? Do you go on any gigs on or?
I'm going to Daniel Avery tomorrow night.
Oh right,
Yeah.
where's he playing?
He's on in I think it's like Opium or Block or somewhere.
Opium, I think.
It's Opium, is it? Yeah. So that's different to
Yeah.
Block, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I get confused between those venues. I think they're beside each other, but I'm not sure.
I just saw Opium.
I've never
I'd love
been.
to.
Where is that? I've never been to either of those.
It's I'd say you definitely have. It's the one that it's changed names loads
Yeah.
of times.
Is it-
It
Across
was
from
called
Pine
Mono
Valley.
back in the day.
Used to be Mono, exactly, yeah. And the Mean Fiddler, was it?
Oh,
Yeah.
and it was Index as well. Index did
It was
stuff, yeah.
Index
yeah.
before they moved, yeah.
Right, yeah. Index has moved again.
Index is
Really?
on in Spirit, or not Spirit, what's it called? The Academy.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
yeah. They moved there about a year ago.
Right.
So I haven't been to, I've obviously been to the Academy loads of times, but I haven't been to it for Index yet. Have you been to it, John?
No, not that venue. No.
Yeah. What's going on in Bristol this weekend, Daniel?
There's probably tons of gigs on, but I'm not going to any gigs. I'm going to like just usual jazz sessions and stuff. There's like a second and third week of April. There's some big festivals on here, Saccade, and I'm going to see James Shinra. Do you know him?
Oh,
IDM
nice.
guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I played with him in London a couple
Oh,
of
did
years ago. Yeah, Suddy Raval.
Yeah.
Hardcore uproar fan.
Right,
I'm
right.
like friends with him for a while. He put on a gig with me, James Shinra, and Placid.
Oh, right. Yeah, Placid's a Bristol guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know
Yeah.
Placid. Yeah, we were all
Yeah.
on this forum years ago called UK Dance. That's how I know all of
Oh, he was on
that
there.
crowd.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it didn't do well in terms of numbers, but it was a bit of crack.
Oh, yeah. Do you know the other guy, Owain Kimber?
Say it again.
Placid's friend, Owain Kimber.
Don't think so. No.
No, he's a really good DJ as well.
Oh.
Placid and him played together a lot. I saw
Oh,
them a
cool.
few weeks back. Yeah, that's in a week. And then the next night I'm going out as well. There's like this Hong Kong DJ Zhao Lan playing in Bristol. She's really good. I've been following
Cool.
her for a while. She's like plays live sets with violin and she's DJing at this one, but she's like really, really interesting.
Oh.
Cool.
Like your man, is it Cormac or who plays live? Some Irish guy who plays live with a fiddle or something. Is that
Dahi.
or Dahi? That's who it is. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to see people using instruments in live sets.
There's actually a Japanese guy in Fidelity there a while ago, and he is really good entertainer. He puts on like he has all these little machines, and I can't remember. I looked up one of them, but it's like a little touchpad with a style. Sorry, you can use your finger, and then he was letting people play with it.
Yeah.
As well, because it was like whatever way it was configured, you could just swipe and it would play notes that sounded good.
Cool.
So it was a bit of fun. Yeah.
Is it a Japanese DJ who plays
Soyoji
trumpet?
Terada, was it?
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah.
Oh,
Like a
was
little Game Boy.
it him?
Yeah, I saw him
He
live
had,
and
he had like a little Game Boy. It looked like a Game Boy anyway.
yeah, I actually I know what it was. I looked it up, but I can't remember now. I'll
It was cool.
He's really popular.
Yeah.
But there's another guy, DJ, who plays trumpet, who's done boiler rooms and stuff. I've seen him. He's like
Yeah.
DJing, but then he has like a trumpet playing, or he plays like with effects and stuff, and really cool.
Cool.
It's a lot of things these days. All right.
Yeah.
Well, have a good one, whatever you do, and see you soon.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks
for
again.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers,
See ya.
everyone.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye bye.